it's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it downward treasured sites in Christianity?
All right. We're here on Wednesday. It's 10 o'clock, not night. It is 10 a.m. Eastern on 4/20/22. How could I not do a morning show on 4/20? And I want to welcome you for waking up here with Goof On this morning. You know, we were going to start at 9. That was the goal. But things happen for a reason. You see what I did there? Because it does. And it did. And it is. See, tonight's show can't start until 10. So, I guess the universe purposely made me forget to charge my phone because that's where the alarm is, you see. And it was going to wake me up at 8 so I could be here at 9. But the phone didn't get charged. It shut off. I woke up too late to start this show at 9. And here we are at 10. And tonight will be at 10. So you know what that means? Instead of, hey, we're going to start at 9 in the morning and 9 at night. Today, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. The universe always has a plan. You may not be able to see it, but it has a plan. And the plan is to have things sync up in my life. 10 a.m., 10 p.m. But I want to start at 9. No! You have a show on tonight at 10 o'clock and you didn't tell anybody. Now you're going to do a show at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. for today. Wednesday only, hump day. And you're halfway through the week. Some of you are starting your work right now watching this show. Why? I have no idea. But hey, if your work lets you do it, ooh. Little toothpaste. Or as they like to say in prison, toothpaste. I don't know. I've never been to prison. But I want to welcome everybody here because today we are doing things for a reason in life. We don't have free will. There's only 39 people here. Let's do a quick roll call. Rebecca Wiles, member. Welcome to Robert Redmond, welcome to the show. William Bonney, 420. What a great day it is for you, I bet. You must be rolling in it like a sheep in gum. Member Mike Johnson's here. Welcome to Lisa M. There you are. Welcome to the show. Kel. I am a nice guy if that was for me. Welcome to the show, Kel. Member Hellfire Studios. It's our National Stoner holiday. It is. Welcome. Frankie B. Blowing some puffs. Welcome to the show. Member the Gorilla Gamer. Welcome to the show. Pearl Craft. Wait, why is Goof On eating toothpaste? I'll send a pizza to you, bro. If you're hungry, let me know. Toothpaste, isn't that tasty? Pearl Craft? Pearl Craft? Pearl? Pearl. Why am I eating toothpaste? Don't you brush your teeth in the morning when you wake up? Stephen A. So am I. I know, look at us. Always working. Welcome to the Member Dinka Mousy. Freedom is an illusion. It is an illusion. Welcome to the show. Member the Josh and Artemis show. Welcome, welcome. Yes, Rich, Alien Girl 111 and Rebels UFO tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I'll be there. Member Ben Yorkshire, UK. Hello. Welcome. Foghorn Leghorn. Hey! It jumped on me. Foghorn Leghorn, welcome to Mr. Badger Music. Welcome to actually watching you live in the UK, a first for me. Oh, all right. First live or ever? Well, welcome to the show. I hope I act accordingly so you come back. That's all. I just want people to come back. Hey, and welcome to the show. Member, a super chat already. First one of the day. That's right. You can help support Goof On. We are a super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App, donated show, and buy a coffee and all that other stuff. The links are in the description if you're interested in help supporting the stream. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the show. This is our lives. Erase. This is my life. And I want to bring it. You're going to make me pull a Mike Tyson, and I don't want to start crying. Ben, Yorkshire, UK. Because it's the first super chat of the day. Thank you, Ben Yorkshire, UK. Member for the $2. Good. All over morning coffee or in the coffee. Mucho gusto, generous. Stupid I am. Yeah, we just lost that new guy. He's gone now. See? Thank you very much, Ben. All right, let's get the show on the road. Gigi Abby Lynn's here. Welcome to the room. All right. It looks like my internet went out. Wow, I haven't seen this happen. Connection is fairly good if you're on Wi-Fi. Try plugging it in. Something's going on. You took a sip of coffee. Here's my coffee mug for today because I have several, but I didn't, it doesn't matter. It's telling me my internet connection blows. Then you know that shouldn't happen. I pay my bills when I can. Now we're back in action. So I wanted to kick off today with something that'll blow the stoners' minds out, including mine, because I'm not a stoner. I just get high. Like, I don't sit there every day and inhale it and I gotta have. That's not me. As a matter of fact, I haven't even done any yet. I usually wake and bake, but I forgot. Nah, that's part of it. No, not really. But it is 420, April 20th, and that is America's or the world's day of puff puff. But I figured if we talk about this, because, you know, this show is only going to be an hour and 15 minutes. I thought things happened because of free will. Now, when you bring in the idea that there's an infinite amount of universes, right? It goes on forever, supposedly, with a D. Then I think I should have free will in this world. And I saw an interesting, I hope I could find it. Let's see if I can find it here real quick. It was a short That Neil deGrasse Tyson, I think I found it. Neil deGrasse Tyson said something. Let's see if this is it. No. I'm just listening. He's talking about people who need data to have faith. That's not what I wanted. Well, that's strange, because I just watched it and it's not in my my history, and it should be right here. I can't repeat what he said because I don't know exactly how he put it. Let's see if this is it. Now, that's bizarre that I don't have that. That it's not in my history. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that. What's this? History type, community. Now, watch and search. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What's this? Live chat? Your YouTube live chat, Oh, those are for today. I got it. I never knew that existed on here. Well, anyway, we live in a world where we think everything is where it is. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like a building is there, it's there. A car is there, it can drive, but it's there. I just don't know why the screen would do that after I put it up so perfectly and it still fell. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I won't. No. I think we're going to have to get rid of this. No. And I am. I'm taking a second here to fix this because if I don't, my mind won't be focused. And I was pretty focused. Now, you can watch any morning show and get your fix on what people think and do all that, but not here. No, I interrupted for anything. Yeah, because I'm not a radio show. I play radio. See, this isn't real. It's not radio. Just remember that, folks. Some great radio guy told me that I am not a radio show, nor should I act like it, because I'm just playing radio. Anyway, gives a shit what that person thinks. All right, we don't know what the hell is real and what isn't. We assume everything in front of us is actually here, but our brain sees things and kind of like ones and zeros, but you know, when it goes in your eye, it's upside down, then it hits the lens and flips it, something like that. But that isn't what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a matrix reality. I'm not talking about a dream state. I'm talking, do things actually happen for a reason? Like, you can make anything up to make that a true statement. Like, and I've done it before. Wow, I couldn't find my keys, and it took me an extra minute or two to find them, so I was running late for work. I get to the intersection about a mile away from my home, and there was an accident there. And I asked what happened, and they said, oh, believe it or not, a drunk driver at 7 a.m. lost control and smashed into this vehicle that was going to make a left. I was going to be in that lane making a left. If I didn't lose my keys or couldn't find them, if I whatever, I would have been in that left lane. Oh my God. I lost my key. I couldn't find it. Happened for a reason, somebody told me. What? Happened for a reason? Yeah, it wasn't your time. It was their time. You mean they're dead? They're dead. Decapitated. Because the truck swung around and did the 360, and it had a sharp thing on the back, and it cut everybody's heads off. oh my God, that was me. And then you go around all day questioning reality. The printer is jammed. I wonder if that happened for a reason. I spilled my coffee. That had to happen for a reason. You know, you can't live life like that. Could you? And has anybody ever proven that things do happen for a reason? No. You can't prove it. How? How do you prove existing? And this is why I like the argument, can things happen for a reason, yes or no? Do things, I should say, happen for a reason? As a matter of fact, while I'm sitting here, I hate this sometimes. I'm going to put this here, a poll. I've got a poll for you. Do things happen for a reason? Yes or no? This is going into the chat room. I want you guys to take a poll and let me know what you think. I'll end that in about 10 minutes or so. Do things happen for a reason? It is a very, very, very strange world we live in. And I know I didn't finish roll call the way I was going to, but if I didn't say hi to you, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means, you know, we got to do the show. Plus the screen fell a little bit. But I would like to think that things do not happen for a reason. Because if things did happen for a reason, then that means we do not have free will. We have the illusion of free will, as some of you had said in the chat room. And that sucks as well. I don't want to sit here and think that I put on this red shirt for a reason. I mean, are we going to get into the most insignificant things in our lives and say, oh, I put extra salt on my French fries for a reason? Yeah, you wanted them to taste a little better, right? You like the salty taste. You didn't do it for a reason. I put on the red shirt because that was the next one in the rotation. I haven't worn it in a couple of weeks, so I thought, hey, why not put on the red shirt? I washed my car, not for a reason, but because it was dirty. So where does the line begin and end with things happening for a reason? Because if things do happen for a reason, then everything happens for a reason, and I don't buy it. Then that must mean we could change our future? Now, some of you know that I really like the law of attraction. And I did it yesterday and it worked. 2 days ago, and it worked yesterday. And I'm doing it today to see if it happens again tonight. So I'm doing it right now as I speak to you. That's how quick I can make things manifest. I'm doing it right now. Hold on. All right, and that's it. Now I just brought everything in, and let's see what member David Wilcox has to say. For a Canadian $5, thank you, sir. There's a fine line between fate and coincidence. Well, coincidence is a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Things are going to happen because that's just the odds of it happening. That's what I think a coincidence is. Fate? Wow, fate. Man, that is a interesting quote you got there. There's a fine line between fate and coincidence. Yeah, there is, isn't it? Yeah, I had to think about that. Right? Is he right? There is a fine line. Thank you for the $5 support. Continuing supporter from member David Wilcox. Thank you very much. What a great question or comment. There is for Nebula. Why? Oh, okay, I see. All right, let me go back and see what some of you are saying here. Thank you, David. Rebecca, I don't think it's something you have to think about, not every detail. But what if you did think about every detail and everything you make, a decision you make? Could that have an influence? And then you're going to, not you, but then we could say, well, that happened for a reason. It never ends. And I don't like that. That's why I don't buy into it happened for a reason. Oh, we got divorced. Oh my God, I can't believe it, Richie. It happened for a reason. It wasn't meant to be. Take out the it happened for a reason and just say it wasn't meant to be. Well, that's the same thing. If it wasn't meant to be, see, this is what I don't like. So what are you saying? It wasn't meant to be because we forced it to be something that couldn't work? How do we know ahead of time that things aren't meant to be? I don't see that too. That too is very frustrating. It wasn't meant to be. Obviously, it wasn't meant to be, or we'd be. But this is not fun. This is a tough one. I don't like philosophical thought. No, I love it. We don't talk about washing your car, Rich. No, we don't. Because it's not going to rain for a while. In Florida, surprisingly, it hasn't rained in, I think, about a week, and we've got another week with no rain. But the last time it rained, it was phenomenal. Anyway, you were washing your car because it was badass. Karma has... All right, here we go. Lost in Space. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Welcome to Goof On. Karma has a role in it as well. No. God dang it. Why'd you have to do that? Why did you throw in that wrench? Oh, I can't believe this. It's crazy, right? So karma's got a role in things that happen for a reason because they were meant to happen. Oh, I can't. No. Maybe. So let's think about that, Lost in Space. What a great thing. I didn't even think about karma. Karma and they're meant to happen. Does karma play a role in that? I got to tell you, it would be very difficult for the... Oh, my God. If everything happened for a reason... then in my opinion, I think things are planned out for us already. That's what it sounds like to me. But now you're throwing in karma. And when you throw in karma, does it alter the thing that happened for a reason? Did it alter it because you did something? But if you did something that required good or bad karma, then that happened for a reason. It never ends. Do you see why I don't have a... And I just thought about it. I didn't even think about karma. I just thought about that and walked myself through it. And it all comes down to no. The answer is no. Things don't happen for a reason. I don't believe they do. Let me see what else you guys are saying. That's a really good one, Lost in Space. Does karma play a role? See... then by me doing the law of attraction, because I am a big believer in it, I really am, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it was meant to be or karma or anything like that. Man, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well, look at this. My extra salt on the fries was an example, but here's something else I didn't take into consideration, nor will I. Maybe you liked salt in a previous life. No. Maybe. The reason I washed my car, because it was dirty. Exactly. Thank you, Javier Aponte. William Bonnie 420 says, time travel is a real deal, I bet. you can't say it's a real deal and then put I bet on there. Or can you? You were meant to say it that way. Karma's gonna get me for questioning that one. Oh no! What's this? Randall Hill. Gigi, I don't want to start anything, but your name came up in the chat. We're kind of, hey, well, I told him I like Gigi. She's a contrarian, and she sparks new conversation and move it forward. Yeah, I don't think Gigi is negative in any way. She's got a strong opinion like the rest of us, and she's allowed to speak her mind without being ridiculed, beaten, or attacked. And hey, and if it happened, it was meant to be. Happened for a reason. Shh. Don't say it. Just don't. Member Dorothy Hawkins says, and welcome to the show. I believe things happen for a reason. Whether or not I understand why is another matter. Man. All right. If we were, thank you for the question, or statement rather. See, I'm going to go back to when I was 6 years old, when my brother died. And we had a perfect life, 3 kids, mother and father both work, and my dad was a cop. My mother ran the family business, which was an exterminating business, believe it or not, in Brooklyn. And when my brother got killed, everything changed. And we moved to Arizona within a year after that. No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. 3 years after that. That's weird that I said a year after. You'd think that I would know my own life. But when I turned 10, we moved to Arizona. I think I was 6, 7. It doesn't matter really. And my mother says I was 6. My father says I was 7. I mean, do the math. When my brother died in September, I think I would know. What was it? 1975? I was 7. All right. And then 3 years later, we moved to Arizona. So, having conversations with my parents over the years, my mother says, Richie, I have to tell myself that it happened for a reason. Because I can't figure out any other way why God would do that to such a wonderful person, my brother, you know. He was such a good kid and never hurt anybody, you know. And he was a really good, very quiet, very to himself a lot. Built model airplanes and all sorts of stuff. But, we shared a room. We had one of those beds you pull out the bottom and then it lifts up and you got a bed side by side. So we had one of those. So when he left, it was a big impact when he left. I can't even say when he died. But here we are. We moved to Arizona. And I have to tell you, probably the biggest mistake my parents made was taking their kids from at the time, New York did have the #1 education system. Because when we moved to Arizona, we went from best to worst. They wanted to advance me 2 years ahead in school, from the 6th grade to the 8th grade. Because that's how far advanced I was. But because they said the age difference is going to be a big deal, he may not be able to cope with it. And my sister, too, they wanted to advance her a few years. They said that, we'll put him in advanced classes and leave him with his own age. Big mistake. Teachers, I knew all the answers to everything. You raise your hand, you want to be called on. Teachers stopped calling me when I raised my hand because I knew the answers. I started not paying attention because teachers didn't call on me. And people started resenting me because they thought I was special. They thought I was special. So it was this snowball effect that eventually, after 2 years of being in these schools in Arizona and knowing everything I knew, because I was doing 12th grade English in the 6th grade, according to Arizona. That's how far behind they were, and that's how far advanced New York's education system was at the time. It's still good. So I don't see, and then I wound up getting into bad habits. I lost all my study habits. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I didn't listen. I became a class clown, and so on and so forth. I think if that was the reason we moved to Arizona was to fuck up my life, then that's just me being selfish. I mean, I understand why my parents moved. I knew back then why they wanted to move. Well, my brother was killed right up the street. You can't drive by that every day. So my dad stayed in New York for an extra year while we were in Arizona putting the house together, getting furniture, and then we moved back to New York to be with my dad for 6 months because my mother couldn't handle being without him. And then I left, I came back, and everybody's like, oh, we thought you were gone forever. And then it became this whole big mistake. I knew it was a mistake. Even at that young age of 7 years old, I was telling my parents, the kids don't like me here. I miss my friends, and I had a best friend, Michael, and another friend next door, Billy, and my future wife who lived up the street, Nancy. I mean, we had it all planned out. I was going to be a police officer. My friend Michael was going to be a cop because our fathers had those roles. He became the firefighter. I never became a cop. I became a freaking jagoff, just going by the seat of my pants. And my sister, of course, she's fairly attractive. She just found a guy who was really rich and, wound up getting married, having the greatest life without having to do much. So if that's for a reason, what the frigonometry was the reason behind it? And that's why I don't believe it. I believe if my parents stayed in New York, I would have been very successful. But there's something inside of me that tells me I would have been killed when I was younger. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? Maybe we did move for a reason. And that reason was to keep me alive, keep my family from not losing. I know it's all about me, yeah, of course. But that's all I could focus on is me because I don't know what they're doing in their lives every day. But if things happen for a reason, why does anything happen for a reason? Why would Russia bomb a hospital with 300 people in it and a lot of children were killed? Why did those children have to die? What's the reason? Things don't happen for a reason. I know it's the bigger picture you're going to tell me, right? It's not just about individuals. It's about a collective. And that's where another problem comes up. Every little thing matters in the grand scheme of things. So somebody who lives in Singapore who did something mean like animal cruelty or, something they're doing happened for a reason isn't going to affect me. Something you're doing isn't going to affect me and vice versa. So I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like that things happen for a reason when people say that. I think it's a bullshit thing, in my opinion. And I think it's something we just say to make ourselves feel better and to make somebody else feel better when they're in pain. It happened for a reason. Yeah, they murdered Johnny. So it must have been for a reason. What? To steal his wallet? They murdered him for $80? They murdered Johnny for $80? That doesn't make sense. The guy was, you know what I'm going at. I can't even think. I just don't like it. I don't think things happen for a reason. I just have a problem with it. What else you guys saying? Shit just happens. Poner Houston. I am proof of that, or I would be more than I am. See, thank you. You said it right. You said it right. We would all be winners. And I'm not saying you're a loser or I'm a loser. Not that. You know what I mean? We would be winners in our own mind. And maybe you are. Maybe you're a winner. Maybe things happen for you because they had to. Have you ever thought about why it happened? Things happen the way they do? I have. I think about it a lot, actually, because I hear it a lot. Did I miss a super chat? I see Cash 45. That's because I paused my thing here. Hold on. What is this? Don't forget Kismet? I don't know what that means. Why do I know that, but I can't remember it? What's Kismet? Why do I know that and I can't remember it? David, thank you. Remember, David, thank you for the $2 super chat. Appreciate it. I'm scrolling here. Don't forget Kismet. I don't know what that means. The Gorilla Gamer, thank you for that, David Wilcox. You're a continuing supporter of GoofOn. Life is pain. Anyone tells you different, they're trying to sell you something. Oh, yeah, Princess Bride. Anybody have a peanut? That's a good one. Yep. Gigi, we don't talk about that on this show. Why would I want to talk about that? I'm not talking about that. That's you know why? Because that's how you get your channel shut down. Believe me, it's true. Ask 1028 Productions. Ask Christina Gomez. That's why she had her channel shut down. Ask a lot of people. Yeah, no way am I going to talk about that. And besides, I'm not paying attention anymore. I know there's a uprising and violence over the lockdowns. But that's their business. Hey, everything's happening for a reason. Cash 45, a New Zealand $9 super chat. Every action has a reaction. All right, let me ask you this. Let me think about that. Even if I do it to myself, every action has a reaction. Every reaction? Does every reaction have an action? I don't know. It's an interesting, but it's true. Every action does have a reaction. If you punch a wall, you hurt your hand. Yeah, well, you should anyway. You know what I mean? If you, I can't think of anything else. Like if you smack a dog or a cat, who's gonna know? Who's gonna care? Well, the reaction is the dog or the cat felt that, so they react. So there is a reaction. You see clouds building and getting darker. Well, that means rain is on the way. Got it. Every action has a reaction. That isn't the same as things happen for a reason. Or is it? Is it? Does every action has a reaction? No, it's not the same, but it's on the same vein of thought, isn't it? Good comments today, man. Thank you for the $9 too. Continuing supporter of GoofOn. Randall Hill, yeah, and I had a vision about the truck supply chain issue. I told my pastor it's some weird sacrifice to some ancient bull god. It's about wealth strange. Yeah, you got that right. Mario's Taco. I don't know, Rich, but something tells me that everything happens for a reason. I love this guy, man. You got humor like me. Very funny. Yeah. No, that. You're right, though. You're right. It's funny though how you put it. Carrie Rose is here. Tacey Hale is here. Good morning. Good morning. Yep. Fernambulax. Fernambulax. Kismet is the Jewish word for luck, faith. Oh, that's it? Wow, I didn't even think it was that. Oh, well, now look what the Gorilla Gamer's saying. Kismet is when, like, two lost loves meet and get married. Oh, I see what you're saying. Kiss, met. Come on. Come on. All right, let's see what Cashew Gesundheit says. I broke up with the fiance and moved states for a job. I found out later he moved to the same exact state and town around the same time. I was supposed to end up here, but I had free will to do it my way. Oh, that's wow. That's wild. What are the odds of that? That is wicked cool. Did you guys stay together? Did you hook up? Like become a couple? Stay a couple? Man, that is really cool. See, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Thank you for that, Cashew. That is like one of the prime examples of, did it happen for a reason? Like, are you two supposed to be together? Is the universe fixing what should be? And why? Why would the universe care about the insignificance of two people on a planet with almost 8 billion people? You know what I mean? See, that's why I have a very hard time. I'm not saying I'm pushing it out 100% because there's always a chance things do happen for a reason. But doesn't that mean everything's already written? And if everything is already written, then nothing happens for a reason. It happens because it's the way it's supposed to be. And what is the reason? What would the reason be? In your instance, Cashew. What would the reason? That's weird, saying cashew like that. I don't know. I never just said cashew. I don't even eat cashews. Gesundheit. It's a very, very, very strange. Imagine if you lived life that way, like everything happens for a reason. How would you plan your life out, though? If everything happens for a reason, you just live life, right? Isn't that it? You just live it, and things happen, and you deal with that. Every action has a reaction, so you deal with every action that you put out and the reaction of those and or the universe around you. I think life is just dealing, isn't it? I don't know. Oh, we never kept in touch, and I never had any online searchable presence. Ah, so there. Oh man, you see, don't you think if there was well, maybe you weren't supposed to. See, now that's interesting. That's wild. So you both wound up being in the same place in town. You broke up to go move to this place, then that person moves there. You don't keep in touch, you don't get back together. But maybe in another universe, you did stay together. But see, if you wouldn't have broken up with him, I wonder if the universe would have, like, if things still would have happened the way they did. Because I think that's kind of like a tease. And I don't like that. I feel bad that happened. That sucks. You have to go through all of that, the breakup, the emotional setback, for what reason? And I'm sure things turned out fine for both of you. I don't know, but yeah, man, this is just like, if you throw in coincidences, no, you can't say good luck or bad luck, because that's basically, it's a numbers game. Life is just, I think life is just existing. We have, it depends on what you pray to, what you believe in, but if you follow those 10 commandments, which really are only 4, as George Carlin broke it down, which bringing religion into this is something that should be talked about, but I've been avoiding it because I don't know. I'm not a religious guy, and I don't think religion can be brought into it, to this conversation, even though I think it would be if this was another show, somebody else's show, right? Because I don't know how you could bring God into things happen for a reason, against unless it's about God. But it isn't. Life isn't about God. Life is about living and experiencing things on this planet as a human without harming anybody, harming yourself, and trying to experience the beautiful existence of a human being. That is what I think life is. Going through life, experiencing all the emotions from one extreme to the other. Now, not everybody gets that. Everybody will experience death. We're all going to die, but I'm talking, if you have a family, if you're born into a family, let's just use a generalized family with relatives, cousins and second cousins and uncles and aunts and all that, okay? Let's just say that's how it is around the world, because it is. So everybody's got family, most of us. And, fuck. I can't believe I just forgot what I was going to say. Man, that's weird that I forgot I forgot what I was going to say about having family around. Why would I bring that up? I can't remember. That's so odd. Usually there's only one thing you can do when you have questions, right? What do you do when you have questions? You look for answers. And sometimes those answers are right in front of you, and you don't even know it. And sometimes they're visual, sometimes they're audible. But in this case, it's both. Well, take a second, will you? Just think about this. Hey, what's going on?
What are they? Why are they? What do they mean? What are they? Why are they? secrets in the field. Secrets in the
Come on, everybody! What are those secrets?
What are they?
What are they?
Why are they?
Why are they?
What do they mean? What are they? Why are they?
What do they mean?
What do they mean?
What do they mean?
Do they mean?
What are they, everybody?
Are they harbingers of world change?
All right. We're going to go a little longer than normal today. I can just tell you that right now. I've done a lot of talking. I don't have the answers to why things happen. Do they happen for a reason? But I like the discussion. I can always talk about that. I wanted to show you something. There was a video that came out about a real mermaid. And this video was circulating online from the Mozambique, South Africa region. I don't know if you guys seen this. It's pretty amazing. Say what? Let's take a look at this design, shall we? Looks like the costume's breaking up here. Looks like a little bit of this makeup kind of peeled away from the body when you moved him into the porpoise. The hell is that, a porpoise? Is that an eyeball? Did he shove himself in the ass of a porpoise? Or herself? That looks like a child. Still alive! Oh, look at the fins moving. It really is real. What are they? See, what's going on down here? I don't understand. You notice how you don't see anybody else? You kick it! Step on it! Eat it! That's it. That's it. Touch it. How about try talking to it? If this was real, throw it back in the water. Don't touch its pea fin. Get out of there. Somebody wearing clogs over there and... Wow, that's amazing. That looks real, doesn't it? Holy crap, I would have never... You know, and it's amazing, in the region, everybody has the same colored skin as that poor merman girl boy toy thing. I like the way they're just touching it. They just, and nobody's doing this. Nobody's going... Nobody's smacking it. Nobody's trying to wake it up. Can you hear me, merboy? Hey, lad. Can you hear me down there, can you? We're trying to wake you up, lad. You look like a fucking mermaid. Where were you last night? Were you in the ocean? Maybe it's time you go back to home, lad. You don't belong up here with us. Get back in the ocean. What's that? I can't hear you speak. Nobody gives a shit about this thing. Anyway, I thought that was a funny, silly video to share with you. Speaking of sharing, I want to thank Gigi Abby Lynn with $5.55 supporting the show through the Cash App. You're one of the few people who do that through the Cash App, and I appreciate you doing that. Thank you, Gigi Abby Lynn, a continuing supporter of Goof On. Dorothy Hawkins with a couple of bucks on PayPal. Thank you very much. Again, a continuing supporter, a member of Goof On. Thank you very much, Dorothy. Means a lot. Thank you. We are a Super Chat, Super Sticker, Cash App, PayPal supported show. All the links are in description. All right. I wanted to play this. I think I played this 2 days ago, I want to say. All the shows run together. But this is interesting, 1 minute and 57 seconds. If you've seen it, don't worry about it.
They do. A former Pentagon official now revealing the UFO encounters have resulted in mysterious injuries to witnesses, including, but not limited to, unexplained burns and electrical shocks. In some cases, he says aliens were potentially connected to human pregnancies. Oh, Brittany, we love you, girl. All right. So are the aliens already here, and are they invading our bodies? Night is young. I'm off at 8. Here with me now, former director of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, also known as AA-TIP. It is Lou Elizondo. Welcome back, Lou.
Kennedy, always great to be here. Thanks for having me.
I thought he was wearing earrings. I think he has his earbuds on backwards.
So what is most troubling for you here, other than...
Hey, we haven't seen this together. All right, I'll be quiet. Watch. Shh. I have to stop it. Oh, wait, hold on. I do not want any issues. This video is being played as fair use for educational purposes. Now we're good.
Government being very opaque and withholding lots and lots of information for many, many years. Is it the radiation burns? And tell me about the pregnancies, the alien pregnancies.
Okay, well, a lot to unpack here. First and foremost, what you're referring to was a recent Freedom of Information Act data dump by the U.S. government. And what you're referring to specifically was one of the studies done by the Defense Intelligence Agency known as a DIRD, or a Defense Intelligence Reference Document. In essence, a study. And one of those studies was on the biological consequences of individuals, people, biological organisms.
Yes, it is Kennedy.
Coming, perhaps too close and too personal with an unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP. So that is true. That information was released by our intelligence community.
Yeah, that is Kennedy, by the way. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I was shocked when I saw her sitting in on Gottfield's show. Isn't it Greg Gottfield? Whatever. But yeah, she's changed her ways now. She's a political expert in the field of Politico. Anyway, I have to pause it every now and then. But here we go. Lou's talking about how we get close to the objects and all this shit.
And provided to the American people. There were several of these FOIAs that came out, and I think if the American people took a moment to read some of them, I think they'd find some of these reports are frankly outstanding. And when I say outstanding, I don't necessarily mean
what stands out to you most?
I think what you said there with the radiation burns, we discussed this last time a little bit, didn't we? We hinted towards it. And that was when individuals, fighter pilots, in some cases, came too close to UAP, they experienced negative consequences. It looked like what was referred to as a sunburn. And in reality, what we think was
I only know of one case that's ever been publicized where somebody was injured. And I think it was the Cash Lundgren case where they saw the UFO hovering above the road. She gets out of the car. It got really hot. I think her aunt or somebody and some kid in the back all wound up getting burns. Radiation sickness, deformities. It got pretty bad for them. It's so bad that they actually sued the American government for their denial in working alongside this little craft, because there was something like, the report varies, 8 to 20 Chinook helicopters came into the area and then I guess took this thing or let it back home, wherever home was. But why don't we see more cases like this if there are this many? Because Lou is making it sound like, and so are other people, now we know what's going on, all right? They make it sound like it's the UFO's fault, pretty much. Not really, but in a way, really. Like, I haven't seen any pictures of any pilots. We'll never see them. I can't say never, but we're not going to see anything like that for a while. I just think it's really weird that and then again, I don't, but they're trying to make it not as a threat anymore. They're making it as a reason. It happens for a reason. In this case, it's true. The reason is the UFOs are emitting some sort of toxic fumes, toxic energy, radiation, whatever. That's the threat now. The threat is getting too close. They're making it really personal. I don't understand what Lou's angle is anymore. Lou's got the book now. I heard the book is delayed. Isn't coming out in April. I think Josh and Artemis show said something like that, right? I haven't looked into it yet. I'll look into it later today, see if I can find anything out about the delay on his book. But I think he's delaying the book because there's a lot of heat on him for what just happened in the UFO community with him and all the sock accounts that he made on Twitter so he could have his counterintelligence. You know, I believe Lou was here last night. Yeah, could have been that V person. I don't know. But it's weird. Now out of nowhere, well, within the last 6-7 months, it has now been turned into injuries from UFOs. So we went from the esoteric in ufology to injuries, which is more real than anything. I'm not saying that telepathically speaking, we can't speak to aliens. I can't do it yet. But nonetheless, we've got Lou talking about injuries, burns, their brain swelling. Lots of strange things happen to people that if you were standing next to a nuclear reactor, you would have the same results. So I think these objects are man-made. I don't think they're UFOs from another galaxy. And if they are, well, then it's back-engineered stuff. I just don't see why aliens would come to the planet with toxic UFOs. Maybe they didn't know? Oh, they knew. Now, there are many people who've gotten next to UFOs or claimed it and haven't had any injuries. Now you look at that guy who was at Roswell. Is it Peniston? Peniston? Is he the one who went up and touched it? Yeah, he's got issues too. Yeah, me too. Me too. You know why? Because it happened for a reason. Blah, blah, blah.
Was exposure to some sort of radiation, high-frequency radiation. Oh. And interestingly enough, as those pilots got closer and closer, they started to experience internal organ damage as well, and specific morphology in the human brain that can then be looked at both before and after, and you can compare and contrast and say, yeah, this person has sustained some sort of, if you will, injury that is consistent with some sort of directed energy.
What do you conclude from all of this?
It's Americans. We're doing it to ourselves. No, shh. She just asked, Kennedy just asked, so what do you think? Why is this happening?
Well, look, it's the same thing that Congress has concluded and other folks in the media now, mainstream media, that are finally taking this seriously, that UAP are real. These UFOs are real, whatever they are.
Even Harry Reid knew that. He just tried to keep it secret. Harry.
Well, look, I think the secret's out of the bag. And I think there's going to be some more.
No. No secret is out of the bag, man. So what if the government admitted that UFOs are real? So what? They basically admitted that when they talked about Roswell or anything else, right? Don't you think? Hey, it's 11:11. 11:11. Yay. All right, let's finish this.
Headlines coming up this week that probably people will realize that those individuals who tried to keep it secret are now being held accountable. Congress, for one, is, for example, Senator Marco Rubio, Senator Gillibrand, on a bipartisan effort here, are refusing to allow the Department of Defense and the intelligence community to obfuscate anymore. There's no more hiding behind the green curtain, if you will. Now, hopefully, America is going to know just a small portion of what I was privy to when I was running the program.
Well, they got to have you back there running the program, Lou, because we're taking our eye off the ball, and now the ball is pregnant. Lou Elizondo, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, I'm not... I don't know. I said all I can say about that. Well, there is an incident. This is unbelievable. I meant to talk about this last night, but you know me. I go off on shit. We have examined several historic UFO cases that happened long before the modern era. You know, from the 40s and onwards, right? Well, like since Roswell, basically. There have been UFO sightings. One particular sighting from 1665, and I think it was Strassland is how you say it? Stralsund, Germany, stands out as one of those unbelievable UFO sightings. I mean, we're talking, what, 380 years ago or something? 360 years ago? Well, it offers these details that are almost identical to similar sightings around Europe around that time. They were having a UFO flap in Germany. The account was written by other writers, researchers, after the incident had appeared in the press of that time. So it suggests then that the incident was perhaps one that made a great impression, not only on the witnesses, but on the wider community as well. So we might also ask, as we recount the events on the afternoon in 1665, just why these types of incidents, one's specifically mentioning battles in the sky, appear to take place during the 16th and 17th centuries. Why? Just what was happening in the skies of our planet during that time? 1660s? Doesn't make sense. They said there was a Star Wars-like aerial battle over 17th century Germany. This is amazing. On April 8th, 1665, in Stralsund in Germany near the Baltic Sea, one of the most intriguing incidents of historical UFO counters would unfold. On this particular afternoon, around 2 p.m., several fishermen would notice an unusually large swarm of birds over the sea, seemingly coming out of the north. As the men watched, this swarm of birds changed to battleships in the sky. And it is most likely here that there was not a physical change, but the men mistook the objects for birds when first seeing them. because that's all they can compare it to in the sky. That's kind of like when Christopher Columbus came over and the Indians were seeing the boats. They didn't know what those were, right? Isn't it? Or the Pilgrims. Some white bastards came over here and they didn't know what a boat was. Well, anyway, either way, what followed next was an aerial battle that would perhaps sit better within the confines of a Star Wars movie. They would fight, these ships would fight against one another, during which a lot of smoke developed. More and more ships would appear in the sky, each immediately go into battle with these various sized and shaped crafts. And it would continue on for several hours. Then another huge object appeared overhead. However, we should perhaps state that one of Ludwiger's, that's the guy who wrote the book in, I think, 1998 or something. I'm not sure. It said it here earlier. I just didn't read it. This case comes from contemporary Western world from Lebrand von Ludwiger in his 1998 book, Best UFO Cases of Europe. So, one of Ludwiger's sources for the account is Erasmus Francisci, who would describe the incident in his 1680s writings as an air vision. And this is, from what we can ascertain, how the fishermen and others who witnessed such aerial displays, which were frequent in the medieval age, and saw it as a vision or a warning. A flat, round form like a plate or a big hat of a man is what they saw. Following the vanishing of the vision, or the ceasing of the battle and dispersing of the aerial vehicles, a short calm ensued. Then a flat, round form appeared in the sky. It was, according to Francisci, like a plate, like a big hat. The object would move through the sky, apparently the color of the moon, before stopping over the top of St. Nikolai Church, where it remained for several hours. Of course, such a destination would only confirm to the men that what they had witnessed was a divine vision, as opposed to a very real physical aerial battle involving nuts and bolts aircraft. We should note, though, that such buildings as churches at the time were likely the focal point of these communities, and they were certainly some of the tallest buildings of the era. It is perhaps not surprising then that they would attract the attention of the aerial visitors, and it wasn't something of a godlike vision. Regardless of how they perceived the strange object, the fishermen soon became frightened by the vision and would bury their faces in their huts. The following day, however, they fell sick with trembling all over and pain in their heads and limbs. According to another report, one of the men had even been physically sick on his feet. As we might imagine, the men, at least two of them, were interrogated as to what they had seen and knew, and while the witnesses and the wider townsfolk believed the vision to be a sign from God, we today most likely view the events from a modern and better informed perspective. It's pretty amazing. An aerial battle involving vehicles that were hundreds of years at least ahead of their era, and following this display, a plate, which sounds like a disc, which was shaped like a man's hat with the dome on top, would hover over the church of the town, most likely the main focal point of the community at the time. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with anything. And it did happen. My God, I'm throwing up in my face. Perhaps even more interesting is the fact that the witnesses became ill the following day. If they were in relatively close proximity to these strange aerial vehicles, and taking into account the symptoms we know of, is not likely that they were suffering from some kind of radiation poisoning. That's crazy. Now I know why this story popped up in the recommended feed of my news thing. There were also sky battles in the 1500s. I'll show you the battles. You know this one. Let me bring it up, see if you can see this. This right here, this battle. 5 years later, in 1566, over Basel, many large black balls appeared over the city. They too would do battle with each other. They would move at high speed toward the sun and make half turns, according to the report. Some were even consumed and died out. What? The objects were consumed? This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. And there's another account only several years earlier in Russia is also worth mentioning here. Not least as it occurred only 2 years before the sighting over Stralsund, in August of 1663, while most of the town of Robozero were at church, a great ball of fire would come out of the sky. It would hover, leave, and then return over the area several times. It would even approach a small fishing boat on the water. The fishermen would suffer from severe burns on their bodies following the incident. Given that a vision is highly unlikely to be the real cause of these strange aerial occurrences, we have to ask, was there some kind of aerial conflict taking place around Europe and Russia? Might there even be other accounts that have simply not been recorded? It is a distinct possibility, whether through the remoteness of some locations or, with the church still having far too much influence than they should, many might have been as keen to keep such sightings to themselves as many do in the modern era. That is an amazing account from 360 years ago. Wow, I love this. You know what I mean? It's just amazing what we're doing. Did I miss a super chat? Oh, my jaw just started hurting. Who's this guy? Who's this person? Reb Veer with the $5, I forget what that symbol means, super sticker. I don't think I have the super stickers. Oh, while that's popping up, let me take a look at the poll here. I put a poll up. Do things happen for a reason? 78% said yes. 22% said no. There it is. That's what I almost figured it would be. Reb Veer, thank you for the $5. Good job. Thumbs up. Emoji Fox. Thumbs GIF. What is that? It's a fox, but thumbs up. Thank you for the good job $5 super chat. The Josh and Artemis show says, oh, thanks, Walt. We're excited for tonight. Everyone, make sure to tune in. We're doing our show at 8 p.m. Eastern and then heading right over to Goofon as he will go live at 10 right after. That's true. Tonight, as we end this show right now, thank you, Red Veer. I want to tell everybody we'll be back tonight twice. Well, I'll be on the Josh and Artemis show at 8, and then at 10, we'll be back here, probably to go over some things we talked about there, but not only that, I've got so much stuff I didn't even talk about. But I thought this morning was a little fun. Sorry it was a little late, but we did an hour and a half, basically, an hour and 20 minutes. So I want to thank you guys for hanging out on 420. So go make yourselves get really high. Enjoy today. Be safe. And if anything happens for a reason, keep it to yourself. I don't want to know. Oh, I'm joking. Of course I'm joking. I don't want to know, though. I really don't. No. Whoops. I don't want to know. Okay, so we'll be back tonight at 10 o'clock. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. Appreciate the support. I think I got everybody. I want to thank the... Who else? Who else do I want to thank? The veterans and the newcomers. Yeah, thank you too. I appreciate You're giving the show a chance. And Randall Hill with a $2 Cash App donation. Thank you, Randall Hill. I almost forgot. That was from 1 o'clock this morning. Thank you. Uh-oh. Cash App. Who's this person? $10 from Babs. Thank you. Wow, for the show this morning. Thank you, Babs. Well, that's unbelievably nice. What a way to go out. Thank you. You're a continuing supporter for Goof On as well. So we'll see you tonight. I hope you guys have a great day. And Goof On is, without a doubt, truthology for ufology. Are we not? I think we are.